This is the basic home size table. 4 feet wide, 8 feet long. Table base is slate. Cloth is part wool, part nylon. Now you need a room at least 14 feet by 18 feet. 5 feet on either side of the table. And the reason for that is if you get a ball up against the cushion and you have to shoot off the cushion, you'll have enough room in which to do so. These are what we call diamonds. They're not in the shape of diamonds, but years ago this is what we call them. But one diamond corresponds with another. Most shots, you have to figure the different angles off the cushion and so on. And I would suggest the average player to get on a table and play the diamonds on the table, because that will lead them from one part of the table to the other. Now let's get into it. First of all, where are you supposed to hold a billiard cue? Well, you should run it along your hand until you come to a point where the cue stick is straight across. Now this is what we call a balance point of a cue stick. This cue stick is balanced approximately here. Now you should hold it anywhere from 3 to 7 inches behind the balance point. Now in gripping this thing, you do not grip it like a baseball bat or a golf club. It should be held very loosely in your hand, so loosely that when you're swinging this thing, it will have a tendency to move in your hand. Now if you hold it tight, you're going to find by holding it tight, when you bring it back, you're going to be checking yourself right about here, and when you bring it forward, watch what happens. So if you can only swing the cue stick that far, how hard can you hit the ball? Hold it loosely, and to be surprised, how much further back you can bring it, of course, forward. And the more of this business you get, the more power you'll develop into your stroke. Now the next step is to line the cue up with the cue ball and the object ball and stand facing your shot. Now a right-handed player takes a short step forward with the left foot, turn just a little bit to the right, and if he does, he's going to find that when he bends down, his head shall be right over that cue stick. He can look down and see exactly what he's doing. Now this is the same principle as firing a rifle. When you fire a rifle, what do? You get the rifle here, look down that barrel, sight your target, don't you? This is the very same thing. The only difference is you're holding your cue stick down low. This is the most important fundamental of the lot, the bridge. This controls 90% of your shots. Now to make a good bridge, you make a fist. Place the cue in between the thumb and the index finger, 6, 7, or 8 inches from the tip. Squeeze on it, but you don't squeeze on it so hard that you can't move the cue stick in your hand. Loosen up on the pressure, and you'll find that the cue will go through very easily, but at the same time, you'll be holding the cue stick firmly. Now when you place your hand on the table, make sure you turn it a little bit this way, away from you. That'll allow the cue stick to go through much easier. Now the next step is to lay the hand on the table with the heel of the hand resting there. Well, now all you have to do is spread the last 3 fingers of the bridge hand out on the table, rest the first 2 fingers on the knuckle of the 3rd finger. There's your basic bridge. Now to play a follow shot, for instance, to make the cue ball go forward, you must hit it on top, but you don't raise or lower the butt end of the cue. The left hand is the hand that does all the work. Now you raise the last 3 fingers of the bridge hand, the cue stick comes up. To draw a ball, you must hit the cue ball on the bottom. So you lower the last 3 fingers down on the table, and it brings the cue tip to the bottom of the ball. So this is the hand that controls the stroke, not back here, not the right hand. Now there'll be other shots where you'll have to use different bridges. Take a shot like this, with the cue ball close to the cushion and the object ball on out. This is where we use a rail bridge. All we do is place our hand on the table with the thumb underneath the hand, and we place the cue so that it runs along the thumb and the 3rd finger. Then we bring the 1st finger over to act as support. Now this is the basic bridge. See what I mean? Now there'll be other bridges where you'll have to shoot over a ball. For instance, if you have a shot like this, maybe there's another ball here. How are you going to make that shot? Well, what you do is raise your hand up on the table, and you try to bring your 1st finger and your last finger back of the 2 middle fingers. Then you bring your thumb up and form a V. And that way you can shoot over the ball and kind of have a comfortable stance at the table too. Now there's one other shot that comes up a lot. We call it a mechanical bridge shot. Suppose you have a ball way down at the other end of the table with a cue ball in such a position that you can't reach it. Now this is when we use what we call a mechanical bridge. Now to use a mechanical bridge properly, you place it on the table and hold it with your left hand. Then you put your cue stick on top of the, well, you could put it on the side, either side, depending on the number of balls in front of you. But I always prefer putting it on the center opening there. It seems that my cue stick is more solid. Now I'm gripping the cue stick, bring your hand around and hold it with these 3 fingers. Remember, you must hold this bridge down, but you do your shooting this way, not underneath. And this is the stroke that you use on it. Now, when you're stroking, follow through, ladies and gentlemen. You get the action on the ball when you do that. For instance, playing a follow shot. I'd like to demonstrate a follow shot. Before you can play a follow shot or a draw shot, you must use that chalk every time you shoot a shot. That stops you from what we call miscuing. But in stroking, follow through. Bowling, golf, and all the other sports, you get the action on the ball with a follow through. Same thing here. I'm going to demonstrate a follow shot for you. You watch the action of the cue ball and also notice how far I follow through after hitting the shot. Now here's the basic bridge. I'm going to raise those fingers. You watch the action. Look at the cue stick. Look how far I follow through. I'll demonstrate that once more. Follow shot. Standard bridge, raising the fingers, you watch the action. See it? Now to draw the ball, you reverse the procedure. You make your standard bridge, and here it is. Now you lower those fingers down on the table, and it brings your Q-tip to the bottom of the ball. Now the only reason that this ball is going to come back is because I'm hitting it on the bottom, and for no other reason. Now here it is. Center ball, lowering the fingers, you watch the action. Look at the cue stick. Now there's one more shot that comes up a lot during the course of a game. We call it a stop shot. Cue ball and the object ball are heading straight for a pocket. We want to make the cue ball stop right where the object ball is. Well, keep your cue level, hit this ball in the middle, hit that ball in the middle, and the cue ball should stop right there. Now, when you're stroking, ladies and gentlemen, try to stroke as softly as you possibly can. The table isn't so wide that you have to hit a ball hard to make it. If you hit it with a nice, easy stroke and the ball happens to hit a cushion, you're going to make the shot. Whereas if you hit it hard and it hits a cushion, you can't do it. You won't get away with it. Now, this is what I mean by a soft stroke. See what I mean? It hit that cushion, but it still went in. Now, I could take that same shot and hit it hard. Now, you watch what happens. You missed the shot, you see? In sighting your shot, actually, there's only one point on the object ball that you must hit in order to make it. And that's the one that's in direct line with the pocket. Now you take this shot here. Here's the contact point to make that ball in the corner pocket. In other words, my cue ball is going to have to come on up here and hit that ball approximately there in order for me to make this shot. Now, if I was shooting from this angle, you see what part of my cue ball would be hitting that spot on that object ball? In other words, every time your angle changes, you have to hit the object ball with a different part of the cue ball. Now, the spot on the object ball always stays the same. It never changes. But you must keep hitting that spot with different parts of the ball. Now, for instance, this is a straight shot, so you aim the center of the ball right down there. Now we go to one where you have to cut it a little bit. Now I have to hit it there, so I'm going to aim about 3/4 of the ball at that same spot. And this is the way it goes. And also try to hit them as soft as you possibly can. Now if I move over here, then I have to cut it a little bit more. But I still try to hit the same spot. English has a lot to do with a lot of shots. You take a shot like this. If you have a dead straight shot, and the shot is heading for the pocket, you're straight for the pocket. If you apply, for instance, right-hand English to the cue ball and sight that thing so that you're hitting it right straight for the pocket, you'll find that it will shy away from the pocket because of the effect of the English. In other words, right-hand English always throws the object ball the opposite way. Here it is again. Dead straight shot. Because I used English, I missed the shot. No, I hit that too good that time. Let's get it so that I'm hitting it dead straight. I allowed for it then. This is the shot. This is what happens all the time. Now, if you want to lengthen your angle, you can also use English. For instance, you want to make this ball, want to make the ball, cue ball, come on down this end of the table, then you apply right-hand English and try to make your ball and just follow through on your stroke. Bank shots are not too hard. Actually, when they're away from the cushion near the center of the table, they're fairly easy to understand and find your spot that you have to hit in order to make them. Now, in this particular case, what you should do is find out where the ball lies. Now, it lies approximately 2 diamonds from this pocket. Now, all you have to do is bisect the angle, take half the distance. 1/2 of 2 is 1. So that means that if you shoot into this first diamond, now you must shoot through the cushion, you should be able to make this bank very easily. Let's see if we can do it. All right, let's move it up a little bit. We'll move it up to where it's 1.5 diamonds from the pocket. Now, 1.5 diamonds, one half of 1.5 diamonds is 3/4, isn't it? So the contact point should be right about there. Now we'll move it up to where it's 1 diamond from the pocket. So that means the contact point is 1/2 diamond. Now, what happens when the ball is near the cushion? Now, all of a sudden you can't figure that angle out because the angle is changed. But what you do is try to figure out what the angle would be from this corner pocket. Now here, if you're shooting from here and you shoot into the 2nd diamond, for instance, that should lead you into the side pocket. See? Now as you move up, you take half the distance. Now in this particular case with that ball here, we know the contact point is the 2nd diamond. So I'm going to shoot this ball right into the cushion. Let's see what happens. There it goes. Now let's move it up to about 1.5 diamonds from the pocket. So that means you have to parallel it too. Let's put it 1.5 diamonds. Now that means from here into that angle, this is 1, 2, 3 diamonds from the pocket. The cue ball is lying 3 diamonds from the pocket, but the object ball is 1.5 diamonds. So that means if we shoot right straight through it, we should be able to bank it in that pocket. So everything depends on speed. Now here's another one. Get it up a little closer. Right off the 1st diamond. Now 1/2 of 2, we'll place the cue ball right here is 1. So that's just almost the same thing as what we had before. But now if you bring the cue ball down here below it, now all of a sudden you can't make the shot because the angle isn't there. So you gotta figure on where this cue ball is lying. This is the key thing. If you're here, you can make the shot. If you're here, you can't make the shot. Kiss shots. There's another shot that comes up quite a bit. You take a shot where 2 balls are together, they're frozen together. But we'll say you don't have any open shot. There might be 1 or 2 balls in the way here with the cue ball right about here. Now, this is what we call a kiss shot. A kiss shot is nothing but 1 ball caroming off another into a pocket. Well, in this case, as we have this thing set up, I can carom the 11 ball off to 10 because it's in a direct line with this pocket. Now you figure you line up your cue stick with the center part of where those 2 balls come together. This is how you can tell where that object ball is going to go. Now this means that if I hit this 11 ball on the left-hand side, I should carom it off to 10 and make it in the pocket. All right, combination. We went into them before, but I like to demonstrate 3 and 4 ball combinations. Now here's one that's not going to be heading for the pocket. It's going to be heading for the left-hand side of the pocket with a 3rd object ball in the way. Now this combination can be made because the 10 ball in this case is hitting the 15 ball on the left-hand side. Now the combination is heading right for here. So in other words, we have to throw it right to make it. Well, you always hit the combination on the opposite side, like I tried to demonstrate before. Now the 10 ball is hitting it on the opposite side, and you should be able to make this combination very easy. See what I mean? Now you take that very same combination on the same angle, and we'll place a ball here with a cue ball here. Now all of a sudden you can't make this combination for one reason, because you can't hit the second ball, which is the key ball in any combination. You can't hit it on the opposite side. You want to make the 10 ball go right, so that means you have to hit the 15 ball on the left. But here's the cue ball, and there's another ball in the way, the 11 ball, except that it's hitting the 15 ball right straight ahead, which means I can't possibly make this shot. See what I mean? Practice drills. We always used to try to play long, straight shots because they were always the toughest shots. And I always used to start with a short one first, just to try to get my stroke lined up with the pocket. And this is the way we used to play them. We used to hit them hard, just so that we could get our cue stick going straight. Now, as we did this, we lengthened the shot, made it a little tougher. All right, let's make it a little longer. Further down. Now for the last one, I always used to place one down near the cushion and then shoot it, just to see if I had a stroke. This shot here will help your position play. This is where I'm going to try to pocket all 4 balls in that corner pocket, but I'm on such an angle that I have to keep playing position so I get on an angle for every ball that's on the table. Let's see if we can do it. That wasn't so hard. This is what we call a good position practice shot. This is one where you have to control the cue ball. You have to draw back on most every shot and try to get a line on a little angle so you can make all 6 of those balls. Let's see if we can do it. If you can do that 5 or 6 times in a row, that sure would help your position play. Now I would like to demonstrate the opening break shots when we played our championship matches. Actually, we always try to play a defensive safety. Try not to give the opponent any opening at all. Now, what we used to try to do was to hit the end ball. Well, the rules require that you drive 2 or more balls to the cushion plus the cue ball. But we always used to try to drive the end ball on the left-hand side to the cushion and back, and this one down to the bottom cushion and back, and bring the cue ball somewhere down in this area. Let's see if we can do it. This is the idea, right there. Now that's a pretty tough shot from here. Now what I like to do is to demonstrate some of the break shots that we used to have to play during the course of a championship game. Now, on most break shots, you have to play them differently. Now you take a shot like this. Now that was the opening, the last thing that I demonstrated was the opening break. Now after you get into it, actually what you do is run 14 balls off the table, leave one out, then they re-rack the ball, then you try to make the one that's left out and continue your run. So we'll assume that I have run 14 balls, and this is the position I left myself in. Now, this is what we call a break shot. Now here I'm going to play this shot with high right-hand spin, or English. And the purpose of it is to try to drive the cue ball through this cluster of balls and keep them all down at this end. But of course, I have to make this one in this pocket first. Let's see if we can do it. Now that's better. You see, it also kept my cue ball down in this position so that I'd have another shot. Now here, I've got to be careful because the balls aren't scattered too well. So it looks like I'm going to have to play a combination on that ball and then try to get up above the balls after this next shot. Let's see what happens. All right, now I have to try to figure on scattering the balls, get them open up a little bit more so I could clear them off the table. And I think I can do it by making this ball sticking there, then playing the red striped ball in this pocket, and then scattering the ball. That worked out all right. Now what do we want to do? Clear them off the table. Now my break shot for the following frame should be either one of these two balls. I can use either one of them. And I can also get position on them after I pocket this ball. So here I'm going to try to make the black ball in that pocket going down the table, pick that one up, come up and try to get almost straight on this one so I can pick one of the red one or the green one off. Through there. There we go. Now we're all set for the following frame. See, we did play around those two balls, and now we have a similar break shot to the last frame, but not quite, because I am on a different angle. Here, I'm going to have to hit this shot with more force, because I'm almost straight with it. So in other words, I have to force this ball into that pack to create more force, and I'm going to have to use a lot more spin than what I used on that last shot to try to hold the ball down here. It turned out all right, but I had to force that ball. Now it's a question of picking them off. Oh, I should play that one, but I can't reach it. Let's see if we can do it. Now I'm going to clear this fiber out of the way, and I'm going to try to come up and get straight on this ball here so I can put it in this pocket and then clear this 14 ball away into that pocket, and I might possibly use this 2 ball for a break shot for the following frame. Let's see if I can get straight on the 7 ball. Well, that's pretty close. Well, we did it. Now we have to clear the rest of the balls off the table. And how do you do that? Well, let me see. That's not bad. I have to go down and get that one off, too. Don't stop. There we have another perfect break shot. You get a shot like this during the course of a game, don't be afraid of it. It's an easy shot. Play right in the corner pocket, you can't miss it. Now, if you can't get away with that one, you bank it back into this pocket. Now, this is a legitimate shot, and this is the shot Paul Newman made in the motion picture, The Hustler. Let's see if we can make it. There we go. Now, a short massé shot. This is one where we try to make a ball in this pocket. The cue ball goes part way up the cushion, comes back again, and makes the second ball. I'm going to try to make both of these balls with a 1 shot. Here's one you can rip the cloth on. He's going to elevate the cue, try to hit the cue ball on the right-hand side, low, hit it hard. Cue ball should go up the cushion, come back, and make the blue ball. I'm going to try to give you a demonstration of a lazy man racking the balls up again. Playing the yellow ball. Yellow ball back into the pack. That should get it. This is the lazy man's rack. He's going to hit the 1 ball with right hand English, hit the 3rd diamond on the left-hand side. It should hit 3 cushions and come back into the pack. Now we're going to play a shot Jackie Gleason made in the motion picture The Hustler. This is one where, well, they were playing what we call a bunch of safeties. That is, they were trying to stop the other guy from making a shot. And finally, this situation developed with Gleason shooting. Now, Gleason called the 4 ball, this purple ball, out of the pack back into this pocket. This ball right here back into this pocket. Now, let's see if we can make it. Purple ball. There it is. Shoot the cue ball into the left-hand ball of the first 2. Now, the one on the right will get out of the way. The one he shoots into will go in, hit the 9 ball. The 9 ball will hit the 4 ball and send it into the pack. Now, he's going to get three kisses around the pack, and the ball will head right back to the pocket. Now we come to a shot. Well, you saw the shot that Gleason made. Now we come to one that Paul Newman made. Now, Now, they played 2 different times. And the second time that they played, Gleason started the game off by breaking the balls. Now, the cue ball, the white ball, wound up down at the other end of the table, and this cue ball was stuck behind a cushion so that Newman couldn't see or hit any of the balls. Eddie called this 4 ball, in this case, the purple ball, out of the pack into this pocket. Now, let's see if we can make it. Purple ball, right-hand pocket. The way you play the shot is to aim the cue ball about a half a diamond past the side pocket. The cue ball comes off the cushion, banks into this 4 ball. Now the 4 ball caroms off the ball next to it, hits the 5 ball next to it, and it caroms off into the corner pocket. Gleason and Newman, they get credit for all these shots. Here's one that I made. We call this one the machine gun shot. Now, this is one where we line a bunch of balls along the cushion. And then the cue ball, the white ball, is supposed to run along the cushion, touching every ball or nearly every ball before making that blue ball in the pocket. Now, as the cue ball runs along the cushion, it kind of makes a sound that resembles the chatter of a machine gun. Playing the 2 ball, the blue ball, in the pocket. The way to play this shot is to hit the cue ball with high right-hand English. Hit it very hard. It should hit in between those 2 balls. And then it will carom along the cushion and make contact with most of those balls along the cushion before making the last one in the pocket. Now for a demonstration of a drunkard going home early in the morning. I would say about 2 o'clock in the morning. Now the balls I'm setting up right now at the present, these balls are going to represent lampposts. And in this case, the maroon ball will represent the drunkard. This one, right here, is the drunkard. The rest of those balls represent lampposts. Is going to try to get home in that side pocket without touching any of the lampposts. Now let's see if we can do it. Playing the maroon ball in the side pocket. The 7 ball, maroon ball, side pocket. Right straight home. These balls in front of the side pocket, there's 4 rows of them, are placed at an angle. Now the object here is to hit the 5 ball first. The 5 ball hits the 13 ball, sends it forward. It will hit the first ball, first row, and open up the balls. In the meantime, the cue ball hits the 5, caroms off, hits the 7, and sends it right straight into the side pocket. Oh, well, anybody can make these shots, folks. Here's one that you can set up, play, have a lot of fun with. First of all, you get all the balls, and you kind of make a semicircle of the balls from the cushion on out. If I can get all the balls together. You make a semicircle of the balls from the cushion on out. Now you'll find that if you place a ball in the center of this group and you shoot that ball right smack into the cushion, well, it can't go through these balls. It has to bounce off of them. So in this case, it should come all the way around and back into this pocket. Now you shoot the maroon ball in this case in one direction, it turns around and comes back in another. Playing the maroon ball, the 7 ball, back into this pocket. Can't miss the shot. Try to make 6 of them this time with the 1 shot. I don't know whether I can do it or not, but I'll give it a try. that won't go. That's a little better. Might make it. All right, the object here is to try to make this orange ball in this pocket, the green ball over here, red striped ball into this pocket, purple striped ball in that corner, the blue ball over there, and I hope to come around the table and make this one last. All 6 of these balls. One shot. Here you have to play this shot with high left-hand English, but you must hit the object ball, the 5 ball, 1/3 of the ball on the right. And then the cue ball hits the first cushion, goes 3 cushions, comes around and makes the ball in the corner pocket. You saw the short masse shot. This is what we call the long masse. Now we're going to try to make a ball over in that pocket. Of course, another ball in this pocket. And if I can get past the side pocket, we'll go up the table and make that one. Now all 3 of these balls with the one shot, I hope. Now, here you have to elevate your cue almost straight up and down. And you must hit the cue ball with low right-hand English. And you must hit the shot hard. Here's another old timer. We're going to try to jump a ball out of the triangle up into that corner. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. You know, it's tough to make this thing go in one direction, turn around and come back in another. Yet it can be done. Now you take this shot. This white ball is going to be stuck behind 3 balls. Now we're going to try to make the white ball go up past this triangle, swing around the triangle, come back and make this ball in this pocket. Playing the purple ball in the pocket, I hope. There we go. We made it. This is a shot where you can very easily rip the cloth. This is one that you have to play with the extreme low right-hand English. You must shoot that ball on a little angle toward the left. Hit it hard. The cue ball should slide up ahead of the pack or the rack, swing around it, come back and make the ball in the corner pocket. A 6-ball shot. 6 balls in 6 different pockets with one shot. Incidentally, this is a very easy shot. All you have to know is where to place the 2 center balls, and then you make combinations out of the balls into the corner pockets. Six balls, 6 different pockets with the one shot. I hope. I've got to check this one first. Ready? All right. Going to try to make 6 balls in 6 different pockets with one shot. Ball in every pocket on the table. This 6-ball shot is played on a 4x8 table. The two center balls should be placed halfway between the diamond and the side pocket, and the balls should be lined up with the inside of the corner pockets on both sides. But the shot should be hit very hard with the center ball. All right, we're going to try to make this black ball come out of this cluster, jump over the rack, jump over the balls, and I hope jump into this corner pocket. First of all, you place 4 balls, approximately a diamond and a quarter from the corner pocket on the right-hand, lower right-hand cushion. Now you place them in more or less a diamond shape. Then you hit the first ball of that cluster, and the ball will come out, bank off the cushion, go across the table, hit the rack, jump over the rest of the balls and into the pocket. This is going to be a 3-ball shot here, a 4-ball shot. We're going to try to make this red ball inside pocket, the red striped ball in the corner. Then the cue ball is going to go up the cues, and it's going to make contact with the ball that I'm going to be placing on the cue sticks. I have a sort of a matchstick here. I'm going to place this matchstick on the cue sticks to hold the ball, and then it's going to roll down, and the cue ball is going to try to catch up with this blue ball and make, well, the 10 ball goes in the side pocket, and the cue ball is going to come down behind the 2 ball and try to knock it in the pocket too. So let's see if we can do it. I'm going to try to make 4 balls with 1 shot. Yellow ball on the side, the blue ball in the corner, this 3rd ball, the red ball in this pocket, purple ball over there. Now all 4 of them with the 1 shot. You hit your cue ball in the center, hit in between the 2nd and the 3rd ball, hit it hard. Now the 1, 2, and 3 with the 1 shot. And we're going to try to make the yellow ball in that pocket, the blue ball in this pocket, this ball here, the blue one in that pocket, and the red ball right there. All 3 of them, 1 shot. Hit your cue ball with high right-hand English. Hit the blue ball or the 2 ball a little bit to the right of center. It should carom off, go into the left-hand pocket. In the meantime, it sends the yellow ball forward into the right-hand corner. The cue ball caroms off, hits the 3 ball, and puts it in the right-hand pocket. There we go.